Welcome back to Resistance Chicks. We're your hosts, Leah and Michelle. It's the 14th of November, 2020. Going to go down in history as Mega Million March Day. March for Trump. Oh my gosh. All right, so first of all, if you missed our video from earlier today, our city, which has a highway that goes through Indiana, Kentucky, and Ohio. It's called 275. It's got a loop. Okay, so we joined a crowd. We did a Trump ride road. What is it called? Just a Trump road ride? Trump road ride, something or other. And it was amazing. We had people honking just randomly.
Really
it was
people
so
were
fun.
like slowing down to just be like
wave and give thumbs up, which I still can't do a thumbs up here.
And even when we were just like by ourselves, like
we weren't
even
with
if they didn't know there was a road ride today, even just with our flags, people were just waving
honking
and honking.
And just so happy. They're like, hope.
And it's literally as soon as we got on the highway, like within like 2 seconds, Matt's like, people are just like honking.
Now, we had planned to go to a Stop the Steal rally at 1, but the page that we were looking at, all the events were on the 14th, except for that one, which is tomorrow. So we showed up and we're like, why isn't anybody here? And so we tried to drive to another one that was a half hour away. It had started an hour earlier and they were packing up, but they did it. And they were out there with their signs in one of the busiest parts of our city. And I'm so proud of those Patriots. I'm sure it was cold.
And we were going to go to Columbus, but that didn't work out. I know there was a bunch of Patriots in Columbus on the 7th. I was trying to see if there's anything today, so I'm sure they were there today. But what we want to bring to you guys now is, since none of us, if
could
you're
go
watching,
to D.C.
This is where I wanted to be.
Yes, I would have.
My heart only breaks. I know Donald Trump's going to win. My heart only breaks that I wasn't there.
I know.
It hurts to watch the videos only because I want to be there so badly that it hurts.
I'm going to tell you guys something. Honestly, it happened to Leah and I both a couple times. We would pass under a bridge and there would be people with Stop the Steal signs, or when people honked at us, I got teary-eyed. I was overwhelmed
with emotion of the support for Donald Trump and the fact that
we're just
like haven't given up.
Team.
Yeah. All right. So Donald Trump did make a surprise appearance at this Mega Million March, and he tweeted this out. This has been making the rounds. Now, our side or this side, they don't put on stupid hats on their heads, of anatomy, and they don't riot or break buildings or even go around saying swear words and, F this or F Joe Biden. Nobody's doing that.
Right.
We're saying we love you, President Trump. We love each other. We love our country. And honestly, if that's what the left had done, I don't think there would have been a problem.
Oh, I got a notification that we're live on Facebook. That's a first. Look at that. Look at that. We're live. Look at that. Okay, so continue. I still don't have my Facebook back. I'm on Leah's Facebook here.
That's hilarious. All right, so this is what Patriots do.
Yes.
And I'm going to actually turn this on.
Turn it up.
Mike Pence was asked, oh, goodness. I can't remember. Oh, I forget the quote now, but he was saying that's what we're planning on 4 more years. 4 more years. I think somebody said 4 more years. He goes, that's the plan.
That's the plan. All right, let's hear it. Listen to this. Somebody's really singing it. Trump is still president. Yes, he is.
Fair elections, real results. Stop the steal. Stop the steal. Stop the steal. My question is if any of these guys came on airplanes, how'd you get your bowls on the airplane?
Oh, I know. I was wondering the same thing.
Question.
Or did they just buy them when they were there? Hang on. That's the picture that I chose for the thumbnail.
Resistance to tyranny is obedience to God. I don't know. Jefferson. This is the jelly bean count. But they are spreading out everywhere. They're all over D.C. This is a big deal. This is a big
It's a huge deal. And I love them all. They are my people. You don't get this kind of unity. And I'm going to tell you guys something.
songs and start praying and praising Jesus? These are my people. I love them. How can we not win?
It's impossible. Oh my gosh, it's impossible not to win when you have this many people crying out. And that's pause right there, because this is what I wanted to say. The reason why we feel so united and so overcome with emotion
is because we're connected by our spirit.
Through God.
Through God. This is
I'm
like
telling you,
Avatar, baby.
the Trump train is the God train, guys. It just is. And if you are drawn to
when you meet
it,
a Trump supporter,
it's like we're family. We're going to spend
family.
eternity in heaven together.
Yeah.
And when you see a Biden supporter, you're like, we're going to miss you. Or I'm gonna pray for you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, that's why you feel this kinship with these people, and you're beeping on the highway, and they're so happy.
There's another angle here. Free! Land of the free, baby! And the home. And these people, you know what they are? Brave.
They are so brave.
So brave.
The people that had the rally that we showed up a little bit late for, and they were packing up, they had a sign that said, "Keep America, America."
Not even just to keep America great, just keep America, America.
That's the whole goal.
This reminds the Katrina Peterson.
Oh wow, look at it. It makes me so happy. I'm just so happy. It's the most beautiful sight ever. Oh my gosh.
For the love of God and country. There's some pictures here. Black women for Trump.
Look at this. Look at it.
Sea of people here.
Oh
and
my
the mayor
gosh.
tried to shut it down, and look at these unmasked people. I don't see a mask amongst them. They got them just in case they got not a mask amongst them. Look at those racist Trump supporters, all those black people. I can't believe it.
Let's see. Candace says Snapchat was off the hinges with support in D.C. She also says Trump 2020 and on. We've got a Polish friend that says go Trump for free world. We have Grace that says, wow, so cool. Trump for life. Australia, typically CCP, hate him in the South here. And no, I don't have my Facebook account back yet. We're asking about that.
CNN sucks. CNN sucks.
Is this the one that turns into the Fox News one?
CNN sucks.
No.
CNN
I don't know.
sucks. Fox News sucks. Fox News sucks. Fox News sucks. Fox News sucks.
They did it. He did it on purpose to
I
keep
know.
going.
I know.
How bad is Fox News now? What the hell happened? What the hell happened? What a disgrace. They're the enemy of the people, and I have a message for the enemy of the people, the fake news media. You do not decide who the President of the United States is.
Who is this guy?
We the people do.
Does anybody know who this guy
He's
is?
a DC strategist. I don't know. It's Alan something.
So we're watching Fox News. I'm with some friends. Charlie Kirk. You guys love Charlie Kirk? So we're watching the election results come in. We're up big in Wisconsin. We're up big in Michigan. We're up big in Pennsylvania. Where everybody's so happy. We're going to win. Trump goes on TV. He declares victory because he rightfully won. And then everybody goes to sleep. And then what happens? And then the cheating started, right? And the fraud started. They started finding hundreds of thousands of ballots in the dead of night when everybody's sleeping. Do you guys believe the results of this election so far?
No!
Do not give an inch. The media, the left, and the establishment Republicans are expecting you to get tired. Are you going to get tired?
No!
We're going to fight for President Trump every single day because he spent 4 years fighting for us.
Yes.
We will not get tired.
Yep.
We will not be silent. We will be out here every single day all over the country until we stop the greatest scam in the history of our nation.
Woo!
This should not happen in the United States of America. We are the most successful country in the history of the world.
Yep.
And there's a software from hell called Dominion.
Ooh.
Have you noticed that the Dominion glitches only glitch in one direction? They never find hundreds of thousands of ballots for Donald J. Trump. It's only for Joe Biden. And we're never going to accept Joe Biden as the President of the United States.
That's right. Not happening.
Hunter Biden should be in jail.
Come on.
Yes.
Who is this guy? Alan something.
Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up! Lock him up!
They wanted to put.
I love this
We're
flag.
not letting that
of Trump.
crackhead
Keep
and
him
that
there.
pedophile in our house.
Who is
God
this
bless
dude?
you. God bless President Trump. And God bless the United States of America. Let's win this.
Oh, what a delightful young man.
Not let the pedophile in the White House.
He
Sniffing,
said it.
touching baby girls.
Oh, come on. What's his name?
Alan Brushewitz.
Alex.
Alex.
Okay, X strategies, results you can believe in.
Brussewitz.
Come on, you're following him. Very good. All right, you guys should be following him. Did we see Alex go off on RSBN today? It was great. No, I did not see that. I'm sure it was wonderful. So Ribbot says this is like America Brexit fight to obtain justice for their nation.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Okay, so speaking about what he was saying, and I'm going to play a clip here from one of Trump's lawyers here, Jenna Ellis, who bravely went on the Bill Maher show last night on HBO. Don't know how she could do that. Like that's like painful, right? When you go into like the enemy's house.
She like manned up.
Yeah, she got her game face on. Right? Okay, so this morning when I woke up, you know, we worked through this stuff. I got dreams about President Trump. We're fighting. We're doing all kind of crazy stuff, right? And it's like, it dawned on me. Okay, when you see somebody who is a habitual liar, like let's say somebody you know is on heroin and they have stolen and you have given them money and they have never paid it back and they've broken into your house several times, they've stolen your stuff, and they come to you and they're like, no.
This time
I'll pay you back.
I pay back.
This time I will pay you back.
I just need this money for some groceries.
I just can't eat. I'm just hungry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? Now, the fake news media, the lying deep state, let me break this down real quick for you because this is what I want to break down for everybody to understand. There was a deep state, and they are a cancer that has metastasized into all of our government systems. Okay, we do not need an FBI. We do not need a CIA. And quite frankly, the DOJ is practically worthless. Okay?
Can we put all the alphabet soups on here? Because I don't have enough fingers.
I don't know what the other
enough appendages.
15 intelligence agencies even are for them to tell me that 17 agencies can confirm that Russia hacked our election or hacked the DNC. Mm-hmm. Okay, what are they? I don't know the alphabets that they belong to. Right. Okay, so what you see here is actually, if you go back and watch the coverage of Donald Trump, he was on all the nightly news, all the late night shows. They were laughing with him, they were joking with him because he was the Pied Piper candidate, so that he was just supposed to fall flat on his face and lose. However, his message began to resonate with people. School choice, ending wars. I'm not Hillary Clinton.
Protecting
in jail.
babies
Protecting babies in the womb.
Here's the deal, though.
I got to get through my thing. Let me get through this thought.
Get through it.
This is a full-on conglomeration. Okay, so they had an insurance policy in case the fire that they said, we have something called in like Kansas, controlled burns.
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like a fire, but it's actually controlled, okay? And they actually set another fire usually to kind of control the fire, and they burn the grass and it grows back up.
Backfires.
Donald Trump was the controlled burn, but
Right.
they had an insurance policy, which is this giant red engine in case he got in, and it was supposed to set out the fire. No big deal. Peter Strzok, Lisa Page, McCain, Kobe, they're all in on it. Okay, they're
McCabe.
all in on it.
And McCain too. But
I
you
said
meant
McCabe. I said McCabe.
It sounded like McCain.
McCabe. Okay, and so when WikiLeaks got information from Seth Rich, a Bernie supporter on the inside of the DNC server because he was so upset of what they did to Bernie, okay, they killed him, all right? These people kill people.
They kill people.
They kill people.
They kill people.
You don't think they'll steal an election? They kill people. The Clinton body count is not a joke. It's not made up, okay? Ask all their dead friends. They probably voted for Trump. The only dead people that voted for Trump. Okay?
Well, yeah, exactly. Go
All
ahead.
right. So Donald Trump wins, and they're stunned because the insurance, and now they have to get the insurance policy in. Okay? So they all have this meeting, and then we find out later Joe Biden wants to use the Logan Act, never used on anybody, against General Flynn because General Flynn was a Democrat under Obama, but he knew where the bodies were buried, and he also had a plan for getting us out of the Middle East. Now, it was a big deal for these deep staters and this military-industrial complex to keep us in the Middle East. We do know now that the generals were keeping the numbers of the troops in Syria away from Donald Trump so they could keep troops there and keep a presence there while Donald Trump was trying to end wars. Ask yourself, has Donald Trump started any wars? No. Maybe some trade wars. Hey, guess what? No dead bodies. All right? And we needed those trade wars. Okay, so here we have this insurance policy. We still don't know because the way. So when Donald Trump fires Comey, everybody should have been happy. However, the men who decided that it would be a good idea to sign on with Donald Trump firing James Comey were Rod Rosenstein and Jeff Sessions. They wrote a letter saying this he was inept and he needs to be fired. And then that same Rod Rosenstein sets up a special counsel to investigate Russian collusion into our election and then to swing in the president of the United States, but Mueller does not include Hillary Clinton getting the Steele dossier from Russia. So again, what they accuse you of is what they're guilty of. So we have a pattern here. So for 2.5, 3, almost 4 years, we have been given a line, and the media has tormented people and lied to their own followers. When the Mueller report with 17 angry Democrats did not come up with one shred of evidence that Donald Trump was colluding with Russians.
It's actually embarrassing and heartbreaking to see these people be so deluded with these falsehoods. They believe it like they believe it's salvation because it's a religion.
So
to
follow
them.
me.
We're following.
So the people, these people in the news media, first they told us Donald Trump could never win. They said he'll never win. And then they said
Obama saying that it's just not going to happen.
He's an agent of Russia. He's an agent of Russia. And then guess what?
After 2 years of an investigation,
there's nothing there, even by people who hate him. Okay,
they were like, "Sorry, we can't find."
And
anything.
then Donald Trump calls up the president of the Ukraine and says, "Hey, maybe we want to look into this Hunter Biden thing. I know you guys are already looking into it, okay?" And then they take that and we have to go through the sham impeachment trial, and then they go and they spread a Kavanaugh as some sort of chain rapist in high school, okay,
with literally zero evidence.
All right.
We've got a woman who says, I can't really remember. I think it was him.
They parade these little people like Colonel Vindman up and say, oh, Donald Trump needs to be impeached. And the House impeaches him, not for anything that he did, just because they didn't like him. They never accepted the results of the election. The Washington Post, the New York Times,
Maxine
CNN.
Waters was talking about impeaching Trump before he got elected. And
Nancy Pelosi in May of 2017 said that this presidency was illegitimate. Now, we saw Donald Trump,
she's getting to a point here.
And then the polling said that Biden was up in Wisconsin by 17 points. Yeah. Okay? The polling said that Biden would win Florida and Biden would win Ohio.
Didn't happen.
Now,
Ohio's our house.
All right, but here's the thing. They have lied repeatedly, and their people do not hold them accountable. And they never say to themselves, you know what? Maybe if you lied to me 25 million times, you might not be telling me the truth right now. Okay? They lied to you about Russian collusion. They lied to you about the Steele dossier. Donald Trump did not have prostitutes peeing on a bed. They lied to you over and over, right to your face.
They couldn't come up with anything better
laughing
than that.
at you behind your back.
That's literally all they had.
They have a narrative and stuff that they want to get done. Now,
okay.
enter in the election. Donald Trump does these major MAGA rallies, Wisconsin and Michigan and Pennsylvania and in Florida, and he's getting 60,000 people to show up, and the left gets scared, okay? And election night rolls around, and Donald Trump is sweeping the tables.
Yes.
Sweeping the tables. And then we go to sleep, and we wake up. And we start to hear about all these weird irregularities that happen. On the day of the election, we know that counters weren't allowed in. We know that there's no signature verification in these swing states at all, not even in Georgia. And then even in the recount, they're not doing signature verification. How do you know that that person actually is sending in that ballot when you have these mass mail-in ballots? This is not the same election that has ever happened before. And they want to tell us, after mailing out millions of ballots, we saw, people getting 5, 6, 10 extra ballots, getting mail ballots for people that don't live there. What stopped anyone from collecting those ballots or using those ballots or printing off those ballots wrongfully or requesting the ballots that don't belong to them?
Then we have the multiple sign affidavits of Biden fans showing up in the middle of the night with a Ferrari, with 100 and some odd thousand ballots that were all for Joe Biden.
Okay. So this is what I woke up with. This is what dawned on me.
Who buys this garbage?
This is what dawned on me. No, I don't believe you.
I don't believe you.
You're lying. So the opposite must be true.
They're serial liars.
They don't know how to tell the truth. So if they're saying that Biden is President-elect Biden, they're lying. So what am I supposed to do about it?
It's true.
Now, it can be overwhelming because you feel like you're fighting. We have friends calling us, we have friends talking to us, and it's like, but Leah and Michelle, they always win. They know the truth.
They know that
73 million Americans voted for Donald Trump because they know the truth.
And even more than that, actually, because votes were stolen.
But we have something that they don't have.
That's the power of God, baby.
And
and the joy of the Lord.
I'm going to play this for you.
They're so terrified. Do you remember the video I did? They're so terrified. They are scared of us.
Listen to this.
Media and against big tech and against the giant corporations and against the swamp and the government and the CIA and the FBI and the intelligence community, and it is a pretty big task ahead of us. There are a lot of them and they wield much power, but I think to myself this: I have much confidence in knowing that God is on our side.
Yes! He says God is on our side.
And if God is with us, then who is against us?
Woo! That's so good. Here's the deal.
And guess what? Everyone knew the next line for that, and I don't think leftists did.
Christ is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. Play that last part again.
Yeah, we're going to play this again.
And against the swamp and the government and the CIA and the FBI and the intelligence community, and it is a pretty big task ahead of us. There are a lot of them, and they wield much power.
There's a lot of them, and they wield a lot of power. But this.
I have much confidence in knowing
I know
that
this.
God is on our side.
Now listen.
And if God is with us, then who is against us?
Yes. Now listen. Christ is king. Christ is king. Christ is king. Now, here's what I mean when I say that they are terrified. Because people that don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ don't understand it. They can't understand that when we say Christ is king in unison, whole hosts of angels show up. And the number one thing that I keep saying to Leah through all of this is God is doing this so that he gets the glory, so that every knee will bow and every tongue will confess.
If Donald Trump was elected outright with no cheating,
would this have happened?
Would anybody have been going around saying, if
Christ
God be
is
for
king.
me, who
Christ
can be
is
against
king.
me?
Christ is
Everybody
king.
knew the next line when he said, if God be for me, and everybody yelled out in the crowd,
Who can be against
me?
it?
Because
Oh,
these
so good.
are the Christians who are not giving up.
Yes.
And this is what the Red Pill, Revelation Red Pill that we've been doing, our series, go back and listen to that from Wednesday
Yes.
nights, because that'll get you pumped, it'll get you fired up, because the one thing you need to recognize is that the Bible says that when Jesus comes, that the government will be upon his shoulders, and the increase of his kingdom, of the increase of his kingdom, there will be no end. Okay, so when God and Jesus Christ have taken territory like
just
over
keeps
America,
expanding and
it doesn't get
expanding
handed
and
over
expanding.
to atheistic communists.
Thank
Now,
you. So good.
it happened in Russia. It did. My guess is that they didn't have within them this feeling that Christ is king. We're going to fight the Bolsheviks and the communists not with sickle and sword and gun, but with the power and the love of God.
Now, and this part that I'm about to say here is vital for you guys to grasp, okay? Because we do have some trolls.
Trolls, baby.
Well, people that just don't understand when a good thing has hit them.
When a good thing is hit them, baby.
Here's the deal. Jesus Christ infills us with power, which says, I don't have to touch a thing. I don't have to touch a thing. I don't have to lift a sword because I wield spiritual weaponry.
Yeah.
Okay? The left, the reason why they loot, the reason why they burn, the reason why they go nuts and they go tearing buildings apart
And steal.
Okay, and
Because
they
their
injure
father
people.
is the devil.
Well, because they don't have any other recourse.
Right.
They don't have any spiritual weapons at all. So as Christians, guess what? And this is good news. This should be good news for you guys. We're not fighting you on the other side. Okay? We are joining with a whole host of angels, and we're fighting spiritual rulers and principalities in high places. Like,
Lord.
in layman's terms, demons and the devil.
Yeah.
We're fighting demons and the devil. We are not your enemy.
Yeah.
We're busy fighting a war that you can't even see, that you don't even know that you've been swept up on the wrong side. So that's what we take on, and that's how we do it joyfully, because the God that breathed and
look at how
universes
happy
were
and
created
loving we are.
is on our
The
side.
people who marched against Donald Trump, they're full of hate. They're
and
full of
nastiness.
anger and nasty. They are nasty women, and they admit to it. And I do not want to be one of them. I don't want a vagina on my head. I don't want to walk around like
God didn't put
like
a vagina on my head.
costume
If he
hot
had
dog.
wanted to, it'd be there.
Like a costume hot dog, okay? The women on the left, the Madonnas of this world,
Are disgusting.
the Chelsea handlers,
They're
these girls are disgusting. If those are the girls that you want on your side, you can have them. Conservative women are happy. Okay, they like being married. They like having kids. They like having families. Okay, you could take your Chelsea handlers and you could take your nasty Madonna with her used up vagina. Okay, and
She
you
did
can
not. Oh,
and
yes,
you
she
can
did.
take her and take them and go. You can go to Australia or to Canada or wherever y'all want. Okay, but this is America. Okay, this is one nation under God. And guess what?
What?
The media doesn't decide elections.
That's right.
And when you do something wrong and you steal, I know the Democrats are very used to not getting caught. They're
true.
very used to a sleeping giant, but they have a waking giant, and we are not going to sit by and let you steal our country and steal the votes, because
Not gonna happen.
this is America, and the Constitution makes it clear that only the legislator can change voting laws. So no, you don't get to go from 3% of absentee ballots being thrown out to 0.03 absentee ballots being thrown out for mismatched signatures, or not having a witness on the envelope.
You
like
also
in,
don't get to
Wisconsin.
kick out all of the Republican poll watchers. You don't get to do that. You know what else you don't get to do? You don't get to have George Soros fund the counting
voting
machines. You don't get to have
And you don't get to send our information over to Barcelona and to Frankfurt, Germany via the internet. Okay? Come on. One person, one vote, and they have to do it legally. And you have to do it on time. And that's why they kept finding more votes. Hey, let's extend the voting all the way until next year. Because the Democrats can't come up with enough votes. That's why they have to cheat.
Anyone that thinks that the man that couldn't fill, I think somebody called him hula hoops, couldn't
Hula
fill
hoops.
6 hula hoops.
Hula hoops, baby.
Is going to beat the people.
Look at this. Look at that, baby.
Is going to beat this. Kind of, no, they can't see that. I gotta pull up your Twitter. McNeil something or other. Did you retweet that out? That's the best picture ever. I didn't open up my second window there. All right, I can't. I'm not going to do it right now because I don't want to crash the system. Oh my gosh. Amber Powell says, then the legal votes are coming from people moving in. Drives me insane. We have dead people voting. You don't get to have dead people voting. Okay. I love that Giuliani comes out and likes to say Will Smith's dad's voted twice since he died.
And then look at how
the cops are just able to
treated with our march.
Thank you.
We appreciate you.
We appreciate you.
Clapping, thanking the police, loving the police. You can have your BLM. We don't want your stupid BLM.
You know what? No businesses were harmed during the making of this protest. No businesses were burned down during the making of this protest. No cops were shot. No civilians were shot during the making of this protest.
Dan Shivano says over here, he says, can hear you all from the West Wing colonnade.
No African Americans lost their businesses during the making of this protest.
Wow.
No African American security guards were shot point blank during the making of this protest.
That's true.
Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, you obviously have your head in the sand or listening to the lamestream media and don't know that those things
during
actually
BLM
happened.
riots. Yeah.
They destroyed black businesses and they shot a black security guard point blank and he died.
The former police chief.
In Washington, D.C. at Freedom Plaza. And as you guys can see behind me, there are thousands of Trump supporters out here, all supporting President Trump for the Stop the Steal /Million MAGA March. There's so much energy out here today, and it's a beautiful thing to see. As we all know, we've been fighting for this election, and so many Trump supporters and even Democrats have been fighting about the election results that we saw with Joe Biden, because so many people are questioning the rampant voter fraud and all the evidence that we're currently seeing come out. Also, the media declared Joe Biden the winner, the president-elect already, but many people around the country are fighting back against that. They're saying the media does not call elections. We need to wait for the courts to call it. So we have thousands and thousands of Trump supporters out here today in support of President Trump and fighting for that free and fair election. Again, like I said, so much energy out here today, and it's beautiful to see all the patriotism, the chance of 4 more years, and the chance to stop the steal.
Stop the steal in 4 more years.
Oh my gosh, I love it.
You say Trump, Donald, Trump, Donald, Trump. When I say Donald, you say Trump, Donald, Trump, Donald, Trump. When I say president, you say Trump, president, Trump, president, Trump. USA, 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 USA. Listen, my name is Harris Lard. You might have seen me on television. With Black Voices for Trump on the campaign.
Black Voices for Trump on the campaign.
And I tell you, this is a movement.
It's a movement.
They doubted that this could happen, but turn to the media and tell them we are here and we're not going anywhere.
So good.
Thank you to Amy Kramer for organizing this opportunity for us to come together and remind the world that no matter what the media says, there are over 72 million people who aren't going to be silenced, who aren't going to hide. We are going to loudly proclaim that we support President Donald J. Trump.
Yes. Sorry, it's the volume's a little bit odd than off there, guys.
We support President Trump's inclusive agenda.
that Nancy unprecedented program HBCUs, school choice, lower taxes, deregulation, support for the unborn, and expanding our party with the president winning the most votes for Republican from minority since 1960.
The most votes for minorities for a Republican since 1960.
It's amazing. It's so amazing. Oh my gosh. All right. So Sharn says, thank you. Oh, wait. I missed one of my comments. It's all about our faith now. And you're right. You're so
we're
right.
going past the Capitol building.
Mikey thinks the U.S. needs a new champ besides USA. Well, guess what? America doesn't really go well. All right? USA, it works well for us. We like it.
We kind of know what it means. It's pretty simple.
Yeah.
You think simple?
We're not getting rid of USA. It's not happening. But I understand where you're coming from. It's still not happening.
I can tell you guys, when we were driving around today, it was pretty sweet.
It just, like I said, the camaraderie of people just beeping at you. Okay, now wait, dude, tell me this.
I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh,
This is the best one. This is like the only one you need to watch right now.
But I want you to turn the volume back because I don't want it to hurt their ears.
Okay, so Donald Trump made an appearance. He came in the motorcade.
I wish somebody would do this in slow-mo because I want you to be able to see the smile on his face.
I have a picture of his face.
Okay.
So here,
they're not going to be able to see it.
Okay, but I have a picture of his face.
Okay, good. He's smiling like crazy, and these people go nuts for him. They love this man. I love this man. But guess what, guys? I do love Donald Trump. I love this group of people even more. So it's not a matter of people worshiping Donald Trump. It's a matter of us feeling united in our cause. To keep America. That we love our founding fathers. We love our founding principles. We love our Constitution. We love our Declaration of Independence. I mean, we love our Bill of Rights. We love our individual states. That is what keeps us united. That's what makes this movement so strong.
Yeah.
So strong. I want you to find that picture.
Well, this is the one picture.
Well, no, we showed that one.
No, I know. I'm not sure about the other picture. It might not have been.
You said you had a picture of Trump's face.
Oh, yeah. Picture of Trump's face. I got a picture. I do have a picture of Trump's face.
He had this smile on that was just so genuine.
Yeah.
I mean, watching it, if I have to, I'll pull up a tab and bring it up so you guys can see that video yourselves.
No, I have it. I have a picture of Trump's face.
Oh, look, there we are on Twitter.
I do, because it was like the best picture.
It's so genuine. Now, are you going to read the tweet? Or did you already, about Trump calling into that Severino guy? Severino, whatever his name is. He said, I just got off the phone with Trump from the motorcade.
Oh, yeah.
You don't have it?
I don't know. Let me go backwards here.
Okay. Well, anyway, he said, I just got off the phone with Trump from his motorcade. And he was just overwhelmed. I'm paraphrasing here, at the thousands of supporters, and so you could tell that it really meant a lot to Trump.
Yeah.
That you guys, I'm going to say you guys, because I hope people that are there watching this tonight in their hotel room. Oh my gosh, wait. No, they can't see it. Let me change the lighting. Wait a minute, guys. You're going to see this picture of Trump. There it is. No, that's still not good. I'm going to have to, it's on Parler. Mm-hmm. All right. So move on to something else, and I'm going to pull it up, and I'm going to open a tab here so I can show it to you guys.
Law. It was 250 plus years ago that George Washington got on his knees when he took his commission as the head of the Continental Army to take on the British, and he put it in God's divine hands. And so it looked like we're going to lose for years and years. We may win in just the next few months. It doesn't matter. We're going to persevere and never back down and never give in. And we just pray that America and the whole world pray to God for providence and to support and for success, and to give us the discernment and the will and the focus to lead God and direct us in victory. And we pledge our blood, our names, everything on the sacred altar of God to resist this satanic force, and we ask God for strength. And we salute all those that have supported us and are here today, and we ask for victory in our Lord and Savior's name, Jesus Christ. Amen.
Amen. That's awesome. That's so great. All right, I've got this. Let me get to the right thing. That's us on Twitter here. Let me switch over to Windows. So hold on a second. Let me get there. All right, I think this is it. There it is. Oh, look at it. Look at that. It makes me so happy. I cannot even stand it. It was such a genuine President Trump smile. And we saw some of that at the last 15 rallies he did in 3 days. Yeah. Okay, you saw that genuine smile on his face. And what he has been through in less than a week. You guys do realize the election was just on Tuesday. Okay? Like a week and a half ago. So it's not been less than a week. It's been a week and a half.
Yeah.
Is that right? It's been a week and a half. It's been less than 2 weeks. I'm getting my stuff right. But still, it feels like it was a month ago to me.
So imagine this. Imagine Obama supporters were as loyal and as crazy as Trump supporters.
Yeah.
Imagine if Obama had gotten 10 million more votes than he did, which he got 4 million less.
Right.
Could you imagine what the mainstream media would be saying? And Republicans had kicked out Democrats from precincts, and Republicans were the cheaters, and had mail-in ballots really, heavy and all this stuff. Imagine if it were flipped.
I have to interrupt you because I have an incredible imagination. I mean, it's so vivid. I can imagine myself as like an alien, okay? But I can't imagine any of that. I can't. I cannot imagine that. I can't. My brain won't. It says that is literally the world's end of my imagination. Doesn't go beyond that. Cannot imagine that.
That was tweeted out by Tommy Robinson. They're watching over there.
The century when Willie McKinley was still alive.
Benny and Charlie Kirk.
Where's the FBI investigation into this right now? Where's the FBI investigation? Now, I do have to say, there's a shift happening. People are waking up to this, Benny.
Yes.
Can you comment on how you're starting to see the narrative start to shift?
I believe that you're living through the scariest time in American history right now. What you've watched over the last 4 years, particularly, certainly over the last generation, but ramped up at a rocket ship level speed and pace, has been the eroding and the destruction of American norms and institutions. Why is this important? Institutions are places that hold within them our value systems and protect them. The Department of Justice, the FBI, our intelligence agencies, our law enforcement agencies, Congress, the media. Back when your grandparents were alive, that was their job, to uphold truth in our political class. These systems have been eroded, starting with academia.
We know a lot about that.
We know a lot about that, through to the media, to your entertainment industry. Does anybody watch the NFL anymore? Does anybody watch the NBA? They've done away with that. They've ripped that out from under you. The left has then gone and systematically destroyed Congress. What's Congress's approval rating right now?
8%.
Donald Trump's is 51, but Congress's is 8. What does that tell you?
He won 71 million votes, and we don't know how many votes that Biden won.
And the last institution they had, the last institution the cultural Marxists had, was our electoral system. Something that, since Bush, but really like never widespread has there been like this fraud claim.
Yes.
You talk about 1960 election a lot. No, that's famous.
This is the worst.
But this is the worst.
This is a total highway robbery. And you know what frustrates me? It frustrates me when I get these private messages being like, yeah, we should probably stop talking about this right now. Like, no, you're a coward. Resign from politics. This is the fight of the civilization. They stole this from us, everybody. It's that simple. There's no way that you can actually justify all these different numbers. This was a highway robbery.
When you erode the system in which we impart power, because the power is in the people, and we impart it through our voice and our vote. When you erode that system and you rip the faith out from under that system, you truly have destroyed the representative republic that it represents. And so that is a terrifying moment, and it's also why we need to fight this and expose this now, or truly American civilization is on the line.
Ben, you want to put in your IFB? We have a guest.
So the question, all of that begs the question, and all of this actually begs the question, how many
and
elections...
that, by the way, is on Parler.
Yes.
Asian
anyway,
Americans for Trump. I want to show you this real quick. Every legal vote. Count every legal vote.
I love this. Makes me so happy, these Asians for Trump.
Count every legal vote. And then the white guy there. I'm with the Asians, baby, today.
I would be with the Asians.
I'm
They're
with the
Japanese.
Asians.
They're it says Japan loves America.
There's all kinds of Asians for Trump. And there's some black. And the black voice for Trump. And then the white ladies dancing with the black ladies.
Oh,
We
it's
are
okay.
like the funnest,
We're the-
most tolerant group.
Do you know how depressing it is to be a Democrat? Even when they think they've won, they're so sad.
They're so sad.
They are so sad.
They're so
Anyway, what I was going to
sad.
say is it begs the question, how long have they been doing this? A lot of times they say, America, you've gotten the country that you voted for. I'm not exactly convinced of that because we have Joe Biden saying that we built on what Obama did with his largest organization
Voter
of
fraud
voter fraud.
in the American history.
And I earlier in a chat, Katie said, and it's gone now, but she said if they can do it to Bernie Sanders, of course they could do it to Trump.
Oh, yeah.
Eric is here. It's officially your birthday. Happy
birthday.
birthday, my friend.
All right, so this is Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's a normal person who put this together, and she ran for Congress in Georgia, and she won.
Now, when I go on to Parler, her ads are like still there.
I know.
So
Freedoms.
she's the most famous person on
My
Parler.
name is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am Congresswoman-elect from Georgia's 14th District.
Sending the
She's
women
a
to Congress.
Spitfire. We are
And I
sending
am
two black guys, an Asian Chinese girl with like a really big thick accent. We're sending women. It's the most diverse for a freshman thing
In that
ever.
in that epic ad that Crenshaw did, is she the one that was doing the like karate stuff on the floor with the guy?
No, that was Texas's.
Oh,
group.
really? Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
My name is Marjorie Taylor Greene. I am Congresswoman-elect from Georgia's 14th District. And I am here to represent my district, but I am here to represent every single one of you. Because this is only beginning. You see, I'm not a politician. I'm a proud American woman. And I'm here because this is what we have, ladies and gentlemen. The Democrat Party is no longer an American party.
Whoa.
No. They're the party of socialism, the party of riots, the party of burning businesses, the party of AOC's Green New Deal.
That got a reaction.
They're the party that wants to murder babies up until birth and make taxpayers pay for it. And they're the party that wants to take away your guns. This is the party that is working very hard to steal this election and stop Donald J. Trump from being our president for 4 more years. You see, I've lived the American dream. I'm a business owner, a wife, a mother of 3 kids, the first person in my family to get a college degree. I'm a blessed American, and I thank God for allowing me to be born right here in this country. And I'm here coming to work in Congress because I want my children and I want your children and our grandchildren to be able to live the same American dream. It does not matter who you are, your identity. If you're an American, you are guaranteed these freedoms. But I want to ask every single one of us, and I want you to think really hard. What kind of generation of Americans are we? There were generations who fought to save our freedoms, fought to give us our freedoms, fought to preserve our freedoms. And if we are complacent in our time, we will be the generation that loses our freedoms. And I refuse to be a part of that. That's why I ran for Congress. But right now, we have a situation and we're working very hard to raise a grassroots army StopTheBidenSteal.com is where you can sign up to be a part of that. StopTheBidenSteal.com. Georgia is currently in a recount right now, counting our votes. And things are not going well.
Audit the vote.
That's right. Audit the vote. We demand our governor and our Secretary of State do a good job, because the fate of this country depends on it.
So what we're seeing in Georgia is that it is supposed to catch the signatures, but it's not. And so I'm going to see if that helps.
The fate of this country depends on it. Now I want to tell you something else. This is not one battle. It's a battle of many. And you have to stay in the fight, and you have to stay strong, you have to stay confident, and you have to stay together. You see, the Republican Party is the party of love and unity. The Republican Party is the party for every single American. And I'm going to be working very hard to defend the unborn, to defend your Second Amendment rights, because gun rights are American rights. And you're going to see me holding big tech accountable.
That's where you're going to get people.
Because I got to tell you something. We are sick and tired of having our conservative voices banned, silenced, and kicked off.
So let me explain something here.
Come on, sister.
The reason that the social media is so important is because the left has all the airwaves. They have all the nightly news.
Right.
They own everything, and now they have Fox News.
Right.
So where are our voices?
You want to talk about Russian interference? The only thing that they say with Russian interference was that they had some ads on Facebook.
Right.
Okay? We had domestic interference from big tech giants and all of the mainstream
that
media.
Hunter Biden story to death. Okay? They wouldn't talk about it.
Right.
All right? This is not the kind of country that we can actually live in. And what's happening is that because they have suppressed it, it's turning into this giant explosion. The media, like, there would have been way more people out all over the country in their state capitals today if it was shareable. But
Right.
Facebook shut down the Stop the Steal. But they
Right.
didn't shut down the Pussy Hat March groups
Exactly.
or all the other marches against Trump. And none of those marches that says Trump is not your president.
Why would anyone want to be a part of the party that can only win by cheating, and even then
And
they won't
suppressing
win?
the other person's voice.
It's not, so it's kind of like saying, I want to be part of a gang
Yeah.
that makes me feel like I'm big and bad when 10 of us beat up one little guy.
Right.
Like, that makes me better than the little guy because 10 of us could beat up the little guy. Well, guess what? We're not the little guy anymore.
And then these other people are like, well, wait a minute, you're beating up that guy. I'm going to join him. And I'm
Right.
going to join him. And that's why
Right,
over a million people are in Washington, D.C., not because they heard about it on the nightly news, because they found out.
With all the censorship,
Yeah.
with all of the lamestream media brainwashing all of these people to believe lies, and he still
are divergent.
Joe Biden couldn't get 6 circles, dude.
6 circles.
And here's the deal. We have a great president, President Trump. He has not given up this fight.
That's right.
No, Trump is in it. And he will stay in the fight, regardless of the outcome. That's right, and we have his back. So here's what we're going to do, everybody. We're going to show the swamp how real Americans work and act. Right? All of us together are about to march to the Supreme Court.
And that was a power God move.
Because it's at the Supreme Court where this very battle may be won. And I thank God that we have the majority.
Yeah.
Right? But as we're moving on, I want you to remember we also have a big battle brewing in Georgia. We're fighting for our Senate seats. We're in a runoff. So we need everyone here to engage in Georgia and help us save our Senate seats. Because in Georgia, if we save our Senate seats, we save America and we stop socialism.
Oh, it's so great. Now, I want you guys to be encouraged about that runoff in Georgia. And here's why. They have awakened the sleeping giant. Mm-hmm. And this time, when that runoff happens in January, they will not be able to fraudulently fix the election. So those Senate seats, which we all well know were easily going to go to Republicans, mm-hmm. when they go back for the runoff vote, it's fine. It's a re-vote. The same people that are... Here's the deal. The Biden people are not going to be enthusiastic enough to go out and get it.
Well,
but the Trump people...
The Biden people are doing crazy things. They're telling people to move there just to vote. The Hollywood and the big tech...
It won't be enough.
...have been putting all their forces, billions of dollars
into will not. They tried that this time too, plus the fraud, and Trump still won by a landslide.
Well, they'll try to sneak it in, but
I want you guys to have faith and to be hopeful that it's going to be just fine. We know that those seats were already won.
Yeah.
So here's the deal. All of the people that live in Georgia that actually did vote for those Democrat candidates, okay, they're not coming out to vote.
All right, so Scott Pressler here.
This thing's a little low. My name is Scott Pressler. I'm a conservative activist, and I have to give homage to President Trump. Because President Trump brought national attention to the city of Baltimore, and I saw while everybody else was pointing the finger and they were blaming and they were scapegoating, but nobody was taking action. And I said, I'm going to the city of Baltimore. And in one day, we picked up 12 tons of trash in 12 hours. And afterwards, I went home to my mom. I was like, Ma, I'm really good at picking up trash. Her heart swelled with pride, as you imagine. And the reason why I bring up this story is because I want you to realize what we're doing here. You are the people taking action. You aren't pointing the finger. You aren't scapegoating. You aren't blaming. You are here. And after Baltimore, I didn't stop. I went to Atlanta, Chicago, Denver, Duquesne, Detroit, Houston, Los Angeles, Kenosha, Milwaukee, Miami, Portland, Pittsburgh, Philly. And I was even protested for picking up trash in San Francisco, California. Well, Nancy Pelosi, hear us now! I want people to know that this is not just a Trump rally. This is a truth rally! And to speak the truth is an act of love. And I want you to realize that that is what this movement is about. This is a movement based on love. And I want you guys to know, I feel this within my bones, within my spirit, from the top of my head to the tips of my toes. And I promise you, as I stand before you, I'm not giving up. I will fight peacefully. I will give everything I have to fight for truth and justice, because freedom is worth fighting for. And I'm so glad you're here, but don't let this be the only time that you take action. When you go home, you're gonna call your state legislators and your congressmen, and you are gonna demand an audit of the vote in every single state.
Oh my gosh.
And I make one last promise to you. we are going to march to the Supreme Court, and after I am done with you here in D.C., I am going to Georgia, and we are going to hold the Senate. I want you guys to know that you have changed my life. I'm deeply grateful, I'm deeply humbled, and I'm deeply honored. And I look forward to remaining in this fight with you. And President Trump, we have your back!
Everybody loves Scott Pressler. I think he's so relatable because he seems so real. And what I love about him is he understands, as a gay man, Trump people are my people. Why? Because they don't care about my sexual orientation, but on the left, they're obsessed with it. They are obsessed with it.
He didn't have to come up and say, I'm a gay guy.
He didn't have to get up there and say, oh, I'm a gay guy. Here's my gay guy card. Okay. I'm telling you because some of you may not know. I mean, obviously, I don't know how you can't know. But he loves Trump supporters because we are actually the inclusive party. Whereas on the left, if you are gay and you support our president, you are Satan.
So behind you, this is how Antifa showed up today.
Punch MAGA in the face.
And then that's how MAGA
So we
showed
have
up today.
peace and punch MAGA. Why is it that they all... No, I'm going to answer the question. It's rhetorical. Why is it that all they have is violence? Because they don't have the power of God. They don't have the fruits of the Spirit. They don't have the peace that passes understanding. And to the world, what we do is crazy. And they can't understand why we are so happy and so joyful, and they are so miserable. And I'm here to tell you that if you're watching our stream and you're one of those people, and you're like, how can they just be so happy? It seems so fake. It seems so false. They're just weird and crazy people. No, we're just this happy because we got Jesus living literally inside of our bodies. And we know when we die, we get to go to heaven. And we know that we are joined together, okay, by all the greats that have gone before us and all the greats that are here right now. And we are a happy family. And guess what? What you seem like is the kid in the back of the classroom, the bully with his arms crossed, and I'm not going to go play with them having any fun. I'm going to sit here, and I'm just going to
So these people in this photo,
come and play.
From the Women's March, are complaining that we won't accept the results of any election. Remember that?
I remember that. I remember it well. Come and play ball.
So here,
Come on.
there's a couple
You want
other
to have
states.
fun too.
There's
I
a
know.
There's a couple other states I want to show you. This is Missouri.
Nation under God,
Indivisible.
with liberty and justice for all.
It's indivisible. America is indivisible. The left keeps trying to divide us. But what the left doesn't understand is we are indivisible. Turn it down a little bit. A little more. There. Nope, too much.
So people were in Missouri, and then I have a video of Milwaukee. Where's the Milwaukee one?
Those people were in Missouri, but the left is in Missouri.
Here's Defend Your Vote rally in Milwaukee.
USA! 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 Milwaukee.
Pretty cold
This is
there.
in Milwaukee.
In Milwaukee.
Milwaukee.
You know what's so weird here is I'm seeing a lot of people with some, different color skin here. I'm wondering, why maybe they voted for Trump and you just...
I'm going to guess that the guy with the Trump hat, the black man there, voted for Trump. Just as a guess. I could be wrong. Gonna guess.
Yeah. Looks like there's a... No, I don't know. That was
something else?
Something else, yeah. So... Then the TikTok have taken over the hashtags. They've been trying to spam the hashtags
with pancakes
and Nazi symbols and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, so we're gonna stop there.
All right. Do you have
good.
anything else?
No.
Do you have any Trump's tweets or anything like that?
I think his last tweet was the one we had. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So I don't know how. I'm gonna get your name wrong. Karen, support from Germany. I am so glad that you are here. I'm so glad that you are here. It's all smoke and mirrors, says Eric Jonas. Are you talking about the Trump people or what? Biden's doing, because trust me, what Biden is doing it's all smoke and mirrors. You don't win an election with fake votes. Like, it just doesn't happen. This is America. It's okay. I'm going to end with this. I was talking to Leah in the car on our way home from our road rally here in Cincinnati, and I said, it's not just that it had to happen this way because it had to happen this way. If Trump had won by the landslide that we all know that he did, even the left knows that he did. They're like, well, fraud happened, but let's not say anything because then we get what we want. They're okay with that. It had to happen this way because the boil would still be there. Ask yourself, this is a legitimate question. I want each and every one of our viewers to ask themselves. Would you have wanted, Trump is still going to win. Let's keep that in mind. Trump he has won. We're going to have 4 more years. Would you rather, knowing that, have had him win a huge victory on election day and just, we think, shut the left up, okay, and go on and we celebrate in the streets and we get 4 more years, and yet all of their, I called it a boil, but I want to go to weaponry.
Cancer.
All of their cancer. Their cancer is still there. Okay?
You can't
the
celebrate
whole cancer
if your
is
body
still there.
has cancer in it.
It had to happen this way because what is going to happen from this is we are never going to have election fraud again. The left brainwashed African Americans. They tried to brainwash Native Americans. They tried to brainwash Hispanics. Okay? Hispanic Americans and illegal ones. Into getting the vote, to giving them the vote. Okay? Trump dispelled that by getting that vote. And the left has realized over the past 20 years, guys, we can't win by brainwashing the minorities anymore. That's not enough. That's when they moved to the massive fraud.
Right.
And they would continue to expand that fraud unless it gets nipped in the bud right now. So I am here to tell you personally, knowing what I now know, I would much rather it be happening exactly this way to get rid of that, to have Americans are never going to allow elections to happen like this ever again. They will never be able to use George Soros voting machines. Okay. They will never be. I think that mail-in ballots are going to be a thing of the past. We'll always have absentee ballots, but I'm talking about widespread mail-in ballots. Americans are going to be like, we can never do that again. I don't care what kind of pandemic. We've had pandemics in the past. People still showed up to vote. Okay. So this had to happen. It's going to expose the deep state. Sidney Powell said last night she's releasing the Kraken. So I want you guys to be encouraged that it had to happen exactly the way that it's happening right now because it's all part of God's plan of getting rid of the cancer.
Zakin says, I am black and I voted for him. I still don't agree. He does, however, is a strong leader. I live in Philly and I witnessed the shade.
Dude, thank you. Thank you for that. Your comment should be pinned, except for we can't pin live comments. Wow. But thank you for that. Oh my gosh, it's so good.
Yeah.
He says again, they were already protesting before it was over. This needed to happen to wake us up, says Miriam.
And remember, if Trump had won on election day, there would have been violence and destruction everywhere. Do you want that to be your party? Exactly. Anybody? We have a couple trolls in here. I'm like, you do know that if Trump won outright,
right,
cities would have been destroyed. And you're okay with that.
And people killed.
Right now, violence is up in all the major cities because of the defund the police load of horse manure.
Right.
Okay? It actually, defund the police policies hurt minorities. They hurt inner city communities more than anything else.
Yeah.
The left is the party of a bunch of white elitist supremacists. Who are your leaders?
They're all white supremacists.
Who actually ran? An old white guy who actually spoke at the eulogy of a Grand Master of the KKK. Look it up. His name is Robert Byrd. Joe Biden is a literal white supremacist. Words from Joe Biden's mouth when he talked about Obama, you know what he said? He said he was so glad Obama came around. You know why? Because, and I quote, Obama was the first articulate,
clean,
mainstream black man. Obama was the first articulate, clean mainstream black man.
So Biden,
dude is a white supremacist. If you're okay with that, you can go march with your KKK.
Now, we have white supremacists that want to make society believe in white supremacy because they like their supremacy.
Joe Biden didn't try to get the black vote.
Right.
He said, I got the black vote, and if you don't vote for me, you ain't black.
Right.
What kind of, do you know who says that? A white supremacist. Okay, these elites, these tech people, the Mark Zuckerbergs, the guys who run Twitter, the guys who, run all these things, they are elites.
And white.
And mostly white, and they are supremacists. And it just boggles my mind because the left used to supposedly was the party of the Labor Party, the people,
Right.
party of the little guy. No. They're the party of Hollywood.
Yeah.
The party of the rich and famous.
Colorado Carpenters, I love that name, by the way, says, love you guys. You just reminded me it had to happen this way. Thank you. Exactly. Mr.
Oh, yeah.
says,
You're a lion, dog face,
pony
pony
soldier.
soldier, whatever that is.
That's a Joe Biden line in case your mainstream media didn't show that to you. Mr. Deplorable says, facts mean nothing to leftists. I've lost so many friends.
You know what? You have to feel bad for them because
do.
I was listening.
They're the ones that like I said, they're in the back of the room.
There's a
with their
really good
arms
quote.
folded,
There's a really good quote.
Miserable.
There's a really good quote from a guy who was on Tim Pool's show a couple days ago, and he tweeted out, he was a leftist, he's a Democrat, and he said, what the Democrats have done to their people for 4 years is abusive. Mm-hmm. They have scared them. They have terrified them. And I was thinking about this today, and I think about it a lot. I have a friend of mine who is a Christian, but I think she voted the other way. And she said she was terrified of Trump. Now, why is she terrified of Trump? Because in the past 4 years, this person has adopted a baby. Her husband has switched jobs. They have more money than they've ever had. The stock options are out the roof. And their life now is literally better 4 years later. And nothing Donald Trump has done has hurt them.
Right.
Their gas prices are down. If they travel, they're spending less on gas. They don't have to worry about wars because we're not going to any wars.
Our borders are getting more secure, so we have less drugs and sex trafficking coming over.
So what is the fear from? Okay, this is what we call, and when you grow up in an abusive home, an abusive alcoholic, you kind of develop, because real bad things do happen. You develop sometimes, and I've had to work through my own irrational fears.
Yeah.
Okay. And so what they have done, what the Democrats did by saying Trump's a Nazi or that he's a Russian agent or he's a fascist and he's a dictator and blah 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 blah, they brainwash these people with
drummed
fear.
up emotion.
And it's abusive and it's wrong because everybody's life is the same, if not better.
Yeah.
I mean, like if you wake up during the day. Now, under the leftists, my life, because of what they've done, is worse, okay? Because we talked about this on our show, my YouTube channel's throttled, my Facebook's throttled. They silence us. We have to be careful what we say. I have to wear a mask in places. I mean, the leftist policies, the COVID scares, and
regulations
all these things
that keep you from doing what you want to do and farming on your own property.
Exactly. So they could curtail my
small
freedoms.
business rights.
And under Donald Trump, my freedoms have expanded. Okay,
we haven't even talked about all the deregulation that we could go on about all the facts that Trump has done. If the mainstream media had been honest for the past 4 years,
just honest
about every state would have been red. I think almost every state was red if it weren't for the fraud. But every single, it would have been bigger than Reagan. I'm telling you, if they had been honest about all of his accomplishments.
But it dawned on me where the fear is real, but it's projection. Because with Trump as president, the media, the media is made up of mostly liberal Democrats who have their own pet projects. And they want to see things get done. And they're afraid that their own pet projects don't get done.
Right.
But what the real fear is the Hillary Clintons and the James Comeys and the Peter Strzok's and the deep state names that we don't even know, and the military industrial complex and their whole plan. They're afraid that all the different side deals that like the Hunters and the Bidens have made, and the Romney's son-in-law was on the Ukrainian board, and Nancy Pelosi's son was on things. So all these people have children who are making a ton of money off of their name, and so their kids go into like business, and then they come back and say, Mom and Dad, I need you to do this kind of legislation, right? And they begin to do policy and things like that.
Pay for play.
Exactly. John Kerry, I think his kids were in that. So here's the thing. It was actually it was John Kerry's son-in-law, and I think it was Mitt Romney's like aide or something. But my point is this. There is real fear of people going to jail. And so what they did is, to half of Americans, they put the Hillary Clintons put their fear of going to jail for what they've done on them. And you would be afraid.
Right.
And that's the only thing I can think of. It's because, like, we have a friend whose relative lives in D.C., and he called up, I'm so afraid. Well, what are you so afraid of? You're afraid of going to jail. But you're not going to go to jail, okay?
You're only afraid of going to jail because those that have brainwashed you really will.
So I know that Kamala Harris puts a pro-lifer who went undercover to show people that baby parts were being sold wrongfully by Planned Parenthood. She puts Christians in jail. So I would have a reason to be that deadly afraid, because if I stepped out and I tried to do something right, they actually do want to, the leftists, they dox people, they call people's, look what they're doing to Trump's lawyers. They ruin people's lives. They hate people. I don't like those people. They're mean.
Yeah.
The left is a party of mean people who dox people, try to get people fired because of their thoughts.
Right.
Try to get books canceled. Okay, some lady wrote a book on
I can't imagine wanting to be a part of, I just cut you off, I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
Of a party that wants the other voice silenced. Okay, I don't like crude jokes. I don't like crude humor. I don't like swear words. Okay, but it's your constitutional right to say those things. I'm not going to censor
that
you.
The left is funding both sides. Let me tell you something. All I just said, okay? If the left were, if the Rothschilds were funding both sides, we wouldn't have.
You just said what makes me think the left is funding both sides.
They did. They put that in the question.
Oh, what makes you think that the left is funding?
That was their. What makes them think?
Lee's
what makes
asking,
you think this time is any different? The Rothschilds funded both.
Okay.
What makes this any different?
I'm trying to follow.
The left hates Donald Trump because they did a lot of horrible things, and they set a lot of horrible things up. And with Donald Trump in power, they lose their cover. Okay? The CIA, he wasn't in on their deals. The Hunter Biden deals. He wasn't in on the Hillary Clinton Foundation deals and Haiti and all over, all these stuff. Okay? So the Epsteins of this world, the Weinsteins. Okay? And it wasn't so much that Donald Trump set out to expose them. It's that he could. And if he put the right people, like good people like us, into those positions, then they would expose him. That's why they tried to put deep state people around him, like Kelly and all those people, okay? And General Mad Dog Mattis, right? They tried to put their leftist people in there to control Trump, to keep Trump in Syria. How do I know it's any different? Because we didn't start any wars.
Exactly.
And the troops are coming out. 4 years. Trump had every opportunity. The left wanted him to go and bomb Syria and take out Kim Jong-un and do all those crazy things.
Right.
Okay, like that. This is how I know. And this is how I know this. Because my YouTube channel under Trump was soaring, and then the left got a hold of it and silenced my voice. Now, why would they silence my voice if they were on both sides? They wouldn't. They would let my voice be heard.
Right.
And that's how I know. It's my voice. They're trying to silence me. It's like screaming, you're here right now, thank God. But that's because the left isn't covering this particular topic. Okay? But the next thing, if Trump bombs Syria or there's something about any other topic, and actually, you could do an experiment. You can put March for Trump, and who's going to come up first? New York Times, CNN. All the mainstream media first. That's how I know it's right against wrong, one side against the other, that this is two different sides. They're not. Now, who was playing both sides? Fox News.
Boom. And
that's why people left, because, you can go play me.
Yeah.
I'm going to play that.
Right. Exactly. So I hope you guys have been encouraged today by our stream, both of our streams. If you are new to this channel, I'm so glad that you're here. Please subscribe and share this channel. We actually have a primary channel, Mass Faith 3. That's MAS, 1S, FAITH3. We have been censored on there for a week, so we won't be going live there. But please subscribe to both of those channels so you can continue to get updates. We have a website, resistancechicks.com. Where you can find podcasts and all of our latest videos there. Every once in a while, when I get some spare time, I'll write an article or two.
Yeah, Ellen, ours does too. They scan our license. You need to have you need to have voter ID. It's just, and you need to have a paper ballot where you fill it in, and then if your license and you have a paper ballot that you fill in with your own hand, you can't fake that.
Yeah, take away from the thoughts of the times that we're living in right now, the march. You see marches happen, and you kind of wonder, I wonder it on the other side all the time. What actual good does it do? You know what it does is, and this is why we're showcasing it. It encourages those of us to stay in the fight, okay? We here at Resistance Chicks would not...
Danielle D'Souza here with
that's fine.
Trump rally.
We would not...
My pillow guy.
My pillow guy, Mike Lindell. We would not be here telling you guys about election fraud and telling you Donald Trump is going to win, not just because an act of God, but because all of the facts are on his side. All of the proof and all the evidence. It doesn't matter how many judges they have on their side. Speaking of which, Trump has put in, I don't know how many federal judges. He's always telling us the number. Okay? But we have to excite each other. We have to stay in this fight. We have to stay strong. We wouldn't be coming to you and saying, stop the steal, count every legal vote, yada, 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 if we had legitimately lost. I'll tell you what we would be doing, and I've said this before and I'll say it again. We would come to you and we would say, guys, we've got a systemic problem of brainwashed people full of socialism and communism and anti-Americanism, and they came out in droves and voted for Joe Biden. That's what I would be telling you. We would go to the drawing board, we would still be getting on our knees, and we would be praying to God for a turn of the heart of the American people back to God. Do you know why we're not doing that? Because Trump didn't lose. Because the majority of Americans believe in God, believe in our Second Amendment rights, believe in the right to life in the womb all the way up to birth. We believe in secure borders. We believe in Jesus Christ. We believe in our founding fathers, and we believe in our forefathers, the Pilgrims. That's what America really is. So I'm not afraid. I'm not scared of where our country is headed. You know why? Because this time in 2020, Americans came out and said, no, this is who we really are. So now we just have to have the fraud stopped.
So, by the way, if you go to Parlo, I want you to follow Maria Bartiromo TV. And this article here is fantastic. Devin Nunes is on this. They've kind of like teamed up on exposing the Russiagate things, and she's come out with a lot of stuff on Dominion. She's come out hard, and she's like one of the only voices on Fox News that is actually really trustworthy. Now, she says that she's actually she's right wing, she's conservative, but she has voted both Democrat and Republican, but what she wants is the truth.
Yeah.
And what bothers her is seeing the coup against Donald Trump. She wakes up every morning at 3 a.m. to get ready for her show at 6 a.m. But remember, she spent 20 years at CNBC and 5 years at CNN. She joined Fox Business in 2014.
Wow.
Okay? She goes, I never really studied politics and policy. I didn't know how Washington worked. I knew there were dirty tricks, but I didn't know the extent of it until I learned what they were doing to Trump.
That's amazing.
I was so shocked and outraged that this kind of behavior actually goes on, that you can come up with a story about the president colluding with Russia and weaponize the intelligence agencies of the United States government. Weaponize them against a political opponent. On that alone, Trump gets a do-over.
Yes.
Okay, so that he has to have a do-over. He has to have it. Okay, we are liberty and justice for all.
Now, when you're talking about the do-over, I want to be clear because we have conversations around the house.
No, he needs 8 more years.
We're not 8.
Yeah, because of the do-over.
Okay. I thought, well, what I meant was not a do-over in the vote. We're not asking for a do-over in the vote.
No,
the
he
vote
needs 4 more years of a do-over.
He needs 4
Those
more
didn't
years.
count.
Yeah.
All he did was fight off stupid stuff. Okay, and have his underwear inspected. His intents is okay. He goes. They inspected Donald Trump so much they saw how much toe lint he had. Okay, and there was no Russian in the toe lint.
Wow.
I was just not buying the collusion story.
Nada.
That was the line everyone had to get behind, and I wouldn't. The second chapter of her latest book, The Cost, Trump and China America Revealed, which came out last month, is even titled The Coup That Failed. To hear her, Bartiromo's the same tough truth seeker who held off misogynistic male traders on the floor of the New York Stock Exchange when she began reporting there in 1995. She will not be cowed by the powerful today any more than she was then in her 20s. It's not about politics for her, okay? It's about what she thinks is right and what she thinks is the truth. She calls them like she sees them. She always has. Said one insider she had to have sharp elbows to get where she is today. She got a lot of grief from men who didn't want her around, but she didn't let her stop her. After going through that, she's hardly going to be afraid of the Twitter mob.
Now,
she is...
Her last name is difficult. If you want to find her, Leah keeps saying Bartiromo. It's Bartiromo. Bartiromo. And on Parler, it's TV.
Yeah.
At the end of that. Okay. Now, if you guys are following us on Parler, I want to ask a favor. Okay. I'm not going to follow everybody that follows me, but if you are a Resistance Chicks viewer, I will. But you have to leave a comment and let me know.
Even Kanye's
Michelle,
votes.
We watch you on Twitter, or excuse me, we watch you on Resistance Chicks, and then I will follow you back.
Listen to this.
Mass Faith 3,
Kanye's
Resistance
Michigan
Chicks.
votes were stolen by Joe Biden. Even thousands of Kanye votes were stolen. Votes that were clearly marked for Kanye West were instead given to Joe Biden in Michigan.
That's not the Babylon Bee?
No, that's the Gateway Pundit.
Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I would not be surprised about that. All right, so Donna Terry says Trump is fighting so hard not because he wants to be president, but because he wants to save this country that we love so dearly. So what says Leah's on fire?
When the write-in is deleted, the mark is made for straight ticket. And the party is marked Democrat.
Wow. I hope Kanye gets in this fight, though, for the whole,
They deleted write-in votes from Democrat votes, and they were doing this all day, said a poll watcher.
They signed affidavits, guys. That's evidence. We're talking about thousands of credentialed poll watchers that are credentialed. These people had credentials to be there, signing affidavits on both sides, Democrats and Republicans. What I saw was funny business, and here's what I saw. It's all going to come out. Be patient. I want to remind you of this President Trump smile here. Look at that fella, handsome fella. We love President Trump. Here's Leah's Parler, Resistance Chicks. Mine is Mass Faith 3. Please follow us there because I think that the big shift is going to be there. I'm going to download the Rumble app on my phone. We are there. So hopefully that can become a little bit bigger than it is right now.
So this wasn't going to be as long as it is, but we love you guys and we'll see you tomorrow at 1.
Oh yeah, we do a show every Sunday at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time where we actually talk about world news.
Hopefully we will do it.
We may still just do politics. Who knows? But as always, we love you guys. God loves you. God bless. It's not just a conspiracy theory. If
Donald Trump's your
The
president.
truth. If Donald Trump's your
4 more
president.
years.
So thank you to all of the new viewers who were here. I'm so glad that you were here. You will not want to miss every single episode.
We do a show
that
every Friday at 6.
But recently we've been doing one almost every single day.
We have another channel. It's been censored.
That's all right.
It's a bigger channel.
It doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
No,
I'm
it's
glad
not.
You're here.
They have kept our channel. This is not a joke. At 10,300 subscribers for 2.5 years. So every time we gain subscribers, they throttle it down. We gain subscribers, they throttle it down. We were growing so big, they literally put a lid on it. And it's like when you're trying to cook spaghetti with a lid on it. We keep steaming up and boiling over, and they keep trying to keep us down. So now we're over here, and they can keep trying. But please subscribe to our channels. Send us messages. Let us know what you think of the stream.
Ring the bell for notifications.
We love hearing from you guys. We've got a P.O. Box, 107 Milford, Ohio, 45150.
We need your mail call because
I've got some birthday presents. Britt Baza, I don't think your package has gotten here yet. We're still waiting. But Tracy and Sean's took, I think, 2 months to get here. So Jim West's got here really fast. So we have viewers from all around the world. So you guys are not going to want to miss our world news show tomorrow. It'll be really good. So we love you guys. God loves you. God bless.
I was cold all alone. No place for